Hello people and welcome to PSGL F5 here today in Canada, round number 4. Today it is just me commentating. Hopefully this will be an exciting race. F5 seems to be, even though there's low numbers, seems to still be exciting. So hopefully this can carry on. Currently at the moment we do have 11 drivers, we should have 12, but Dave is not here. Championship leader is not here. No, it's not. Mr. Peters. Never mind. But anyway, we'll just wait a few minutes for him to join. If he doesn't, then it's a shame. But as I said, if anyone here isn't in PSGL and is around these guys' pace, if you want to join, let me speak English. Feel free. Feel free. There we go. Are we going without Dave? I didn't. Dave's in. Right, Dave needs to pick his car quickly. Right, everyone's here who said they would be here today. Not my decision, Voids. But welcome anyway. It's not my decision. So as we are about to get ready, there is also a glitch. If you do see me in Race Director a lot, especially through qualifying, there is now a new glitch where if you invalidate your lap time and going to the pits, the lap still counts. So I'll be using Race Director an awful lot just for qualifying. Hopefully this will be a good race. Whilst it's still loading, I will go through the drivers and constructor standings. So leading the drivers by 10 points after his win in Britain is Mr. P with 38 points. In second is Dave. Bit of an edgy season so far. Only one podium and that was his win in China. He's on 28 points. In third is Spaniard. Also a very rough season so far. Oh, and that is intermediates. And it looks like it could be heavy rain also. Interesting qualifying. Anyway, Spaniard in third with 27 points. And then in fourth, LFC, pretty good season for him so far. 26 points. Second to fourth separated by 2 points. That should be really good. Also, Nick in fifth, only done 2 races, got 2 podiums. He's got 24 points. In sixth is Taffy with 13 points. In seventh is BUA9 with 11. In eighth is Racer with 5. In ninth is J-Bob with 4. In 10th is Melvin, but he can't make it. Iceman Salah hasn't got any points yet, and neither has Jack Tyler. And Miles is making his first race this season, I believe, but I will go and double check on that after. So as the cars are getting ready, but it's a Merc going out first. No, it's not, it's Jack Tyler. It's intermediates at this present moment in time. Ooh, Jack Tyler almost hit the wall. Coming out, I believe that's turn 5. I will get a quick track map up because I'm not too familiar with the Canada circuit. Hold on a second, let me just get the layout out. Jack Tyler is coming for the middle sector though on his outlet. No, that's a good degraded picture. So anyway, Jack's now coming down the main straight, about to reach the Wall of Champions. I think the Wall of Champions today will at least claim one victim. Don't know who. Anyways, Jack is about to start his lap. I've not got a good track guide up, but I believe I already know the amount of corners. Anyway, he has started his lap now, coming down into turn 1. Usually take it third gear in the dry, takes it in third gear in the wet. Turn 2, got a little bit wide on exit, but hopefully that shouldn't affect him. Coming up the hill, coming up to turn 3 and 4, another little chicane, easy to invalidate. Takes that nicely, that could be an invalidation though, hits the wall on the outside. No damage, I do not believe. Coming to turn 5 and turn 6, taking a very different line to turn 6. Through turn 7, Miles is out in qualifying, not set a lap. So, he will most likely be starting from the back of the grid. Anyway, Jack, about to reach the end of the sector 2. Another chicane-esque corner. Oh, that was lag. And he's also hit the wall. Again, unless he sector 2 split. Oh. What the? What? Where is he on track? Right, he's coming down the main straight now. Yeah. LC. Oh, I think LC is lagged out. Yeah, restart. Okay. Sorry about that, everyone. There's a restart already. This BB9 just. How's he doing a 108? Yeah, How are they doing 108s? It's the wet. What is going on? Restart the lobby. Not the best way for this stream to start, but sometimes there can be restarts, sometimes there can be glitches, and there's been one now. So we're just gonna wait for the new lobby to be made. As I said before, to the 6 people who are watching at the moment, if you know anyone who is around F5 pace, please ask them if they want to join, if they're available on a Sunday at 8 UK time, obviously, because I'm not really pleading, but since I am F5 admin, I do want drivers to be in the division, and we are running out. We have 7 spots available, quite a lot. Luckily 12 out of 13 is quite a good attendance. So hopefully we can get over the 2-week break, which is after this race. There'll be a 2-week break, obviously, for the US Grand Prix in real life and the Mexican Grand Prix in real life, which happen at the same time. There's a 2-week break. Once we're back, there should be more drivers, but if anyone does know anyone who is around F5 pace who's not in PSGL yet, as an admin, I'd recommend them to join, but obviously that's their choice. If you know them, ask them, please, because it'll be more interesting if we have more than 12 or 13. Let's check if the lobby's been made. Welcome LD, welcome Jamie, and the new lobby's been made. Okay. Does weather get left on random? No. It goes on what it was. So whatever the qualifying was, which was intermediates, and the race, whatever that was, has to be exactly as the original lobby was. Weather right. Can't speak today. Weather-wise. Would be greatly appreciated if you guys do share the stream out. Hopefully we can get F5, the new tier technically, a bit more viewers. If you're on about drivers in here, one. Then race was due to start dry, then wet, then dry. Do whatever it said. Stefan or Stephen, is Stefan right or Stephen? I think it's Stefan. But anyway, yeah, just do it like the first two boxes dry, second two wet, second two dry, the last two dry, and obviously quali just intermediates. We only have 6 drivers at the moment, half the grid. Hopefully they can join soon. We're missing Jack, Nick, Dave, Fuelers, BW9. LD, if you want to make any more predictions, because I think you got most of your predictions right for last week in Britain. Most of your predictions were right. I think you called rain, and rain came down. Very interesting race. The rain never actually affected the dry. I think it did after about 12 laps. Jevil can't make it. Because he's not putting the chat, he can't make it. Oh, that's kind of the F1 game to retweet. Calling... yeah, but that's a bit obvious, isn't it? Like... we already know what the weather's going to be for the race and the... Stefan, or Stephen, or I'll just call you LFC. Can you invite the rest of the drivers? Because about half the grid's not here yet. I think we have a bit of a lobby problem. Let me just invite a few of them, guys. 1 second. If anyone is new, feel free to sub. I am close to 450 subs. Sorry about this, just doing some invites. Calling me to have a voice break during the race. Jumping on the train. I think I might have one, possibly, but me having a voice crack has become less likely since true fact, my Adam's apple has now fully grown, so does it affect my voice? Could be a little bit deeper, I don't know. But since my Adam's apple's grown, I've not had a single voice crack, believe it or not. Now I've already had a bunch of highlights made over my voice over races, LD, and you really don't want to look at them because I didn't make them, people made them of me. But that was when I used to race a lot, so now it's 100% going to happen. Why? Because I've yeah, because I played cursing on myself. What is going on? No one can join the lobby. This is fun. I'm not allowed to host, but I would if I could. But under PSGL rules, I am not allowed to. Just got to wait and see what's going to happen. Sorry about the delay, guys. Could be another 5 minutes because no one can seem to join. Now we're just waiting on someone else to host. This shouldn't usually be happening, but obviously it comes at a bad time. Calling the race being postponed. Doubtful, but possible. He's no one. Right, let's put a message out to the F5 lot. I don't have a phone, Voids. I broke it. Oh well, it got broke. That was in English. It broke. Oh. New lobby again. Let's see if this one works. Hopefully these invites can be going out soon. If it passes half past, I believe it may have to get postponed, but hopefully it doesn't. To be honest, I have better things to be doing than looking at a multiplayer screen waiting. Like commentating. Alright. Oh, why is no one else joining? What's going on? No one can join LFC. Sorry about blue screen. It's either a glitch or LFC's internet's gone for a walk. Try and get a new host. I can't host. So. Will do, Voids. I'm going to say sorry again about a delay. This is taking an awful long time. We just need someone to host. I don't know, Fish. Because we're having problems with lobby at the moment. We did have 12. Let me just join this party real quick so you'll be able to hear their voices. Hello.
Mate, you right?
Yeah, I have no clue what's happening. I don't know who's hosting.
Right, so it looks like I'm hosting it. But what I need you to do is just run me through the settings to set it up properly.
Yeah, are you in the lobby now?
Yeah.
Damage is on full. Obviously, Canada.
Host options. AI, what do I put that on?
I don't think there's a specific. No, there's no specific setting for AI.
No,
Keep it as it is.
Okay, right, so confidence equal, practice next to none, qualifying short, race distance 50. Weather, I've got to customise it, yeah?
Yeah,
dynamic.
no, it was. There's a.
C.
Wait, as he said?
Yeah, big.
Right, yeah, put it on dynamic, that's fine.
Right, so leave it on dynamic.
Official timing, put the timing on official. It should be beneath weather, yeah. Assists is braking assist off, pit assist off.
Right, hold on, race settings.
Oh,
Vehicle damage.
full.
Full?
Yeah.
Posting on, car setting full, safety car on, balls and tags on, corner cutting strict, formation lap on, race starts manual.
Yep.
Assist, brake assist.
Brake assist off.
Yeah.
Pit assist, both pit assists off.
Traction control, automated, gearbox.
Gearbox, traction, ABS can stay as they are. It's pit assist that needs to be off, and ERS needs to be on manual.
What about gearbox?
Stays the same.
Automatic, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, pit assist off, pit release
Off.
off.
And then ERS manual.
Okay.
And then that should be everything. And then just invite either me or LFC or both, and then we'll get everyone in.
Most are here already, by the looks of it.
Oh, I haven't even joined. I'll double check. Yeah, just change it to Canada.
Oh yeah, that might help, wouldn't it?
Equal. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, everything is fine.
What have you done to ERS?
Wait, is sorry about that.
It should be automatic, yeah?
Yeah. Oh wait, no. Never mind, I am wrong again. It's some people have said automatic. It is manual. That's confusing, but it is manual. And that should be everything. Yep, I'll make a new party. Good luck, you two.
Thanks.
Cheers, mate.
Right. We're going to be ready in a minute. Fish, there was a glitch with LFC, and whenever he tried to host, no one could join him. So, we've had to resort to a new host. Which isn't what we should usually be doing, but unfortunately things like this do occur. Is that everyone? Right, everything should be ready. We should be going any minute. It's just up to LFC when we start, because I don't control that. And we are going eventually. So sorry about the delay, but we are going to be eventually underway. For round number 4 of PSGL F5 season. I've already gone through the drivers. I will quickly go through the constructors as we're going back into the restart. So let's have a look. Winning the constructors are Force India with 65 points. They are dominating the constructors by absolute miles, with a gap of 33 ahead of Ferrari in second. In third is Renault with 27. In fourth is Sauber with 26. In fifth is Mercedes with 13. Red Bull and Haas joint 6th with 11. And McLaren, Toro Rosso, Williams with 0 because we do not have enough people. J-Bob can't make it now, so we only have 11. As I said before, if anyone does want to join, and is free at this time every week, feel free to try and join on the website. It will appear. It is actually in the chat. We do need more drivers, and now instead it is a dry quali, not a wet one. So it's going to wait for people to come out. 18-minute qualifying session as per usual, followed by 50% race, which is 36 laps of the Montreal circuit. People in the chat, if you have been watching F5 for the past few weeks, put in your top 3 predictions. I will quickly go and say had monsoon conditions. I'm going to say, Jack Tyler's going to win, Mr. P second, Dave in third. That's my top 3. I believe it's Jack Tyler again, but this time it's dry. If the volume's okay with the game, please mention if it's right or wrong. Obviously it's hard to judge, I don't listen to the stream back until after. Looks like it has recently rained. Probably won't affect much grip, but you know. This now comes rolling through the middle sector on a set of ultra soft tyres. There are a few people on the hypers. Audio's fine, thank you. As he's going to start his lap. I will be checking Race Director quite a lot for this qualifying session, guys, because I am an admin of F5. My job is to check if drivers are cheating or not. And there is obviously a new glitch in this game where if you invalidate your lap and go into the pits, sometimes your lap may count. So I unfortunately do have to go and check, because it's a new glitch which for some reason has been brought out. But anyway, we'll deal with that after. Jack Tyler is about to start his lap, first person to start a lap. Braking down into turn number 1, drops to 3rd gear. Now coming through turn 2, doesn't go into first, keeps it in second, puts the power down quite nicely, going up the hill leading up to turn 3 and 4. Brakes to 4th gear, taking turn 4 nice and quick. Doesn't hit the wall, that will obviously affect you. Gone through the fast of turn 5, fast right, and the slow turn left-hander of turn 6. And turn 7, turn 6 and 7 is the most difficult part of the track, I would say. Leading up now to turn 8 and 9, if this is correct, I don't particularly know. A bigger chicane, what I would call it, as he comes up to the sector 2 split. What's it going to be? A 41.9, I believe, as he now breaks down for the hairpin. Doesn't go into first gear, keeps it in second, puts the power down nice and early. Now on the lead up to the final corner, which is obviously a really difficult chicane. Also, he needs to avoid the wall of champions. As he now breaks down around about 75 metres. Oh, he hits the wall of champions. Commentator's curse there. Didn't get any damage though, and the first lap on the board is a 1:10.3. Almost, I think, retired in the wall of champions. That would have been embarrassing. And there has been a yellow flag in sector 3. Oh, it's BU9. Miles has gone provisional pole with a 1:10.1. Taffy's gone third with a 1:11 flat. Spaniard is currently on lap. He's in hot lap, no overtake, sorry, which is what I don't personally do. As he's now coming through the final chicane, looks very nice. It's going to be a provisional pole lap, I believe. It's going to be a 1:9.4 provisional pole on the ultra soft tyre. Very good lap there. Spaniard 1, Mr. P2, Jack 3. It's quite respectable actually. Miles, was he the one who already went second? Yeah. LC for life, 5th at the moment, but can easily improve on that lap. Haas, a BUA9 going very slowly. Mr. P, just started a lap. Yes. Nick, though, coming around the final corner, he's on a set of Hypersoft, so what can he do? He can go second, just behind Spaniard. Is it BUA9 still going really slow? You know what sets 2 hands for it this time? We'll try and get off the onboards, because they do have the engine revving glitch. Jack Taylor did another lap. I don't know if he improved or not. I don't think he did. Racer has gone 5th and he's up by 2 tenths on his current lap. We'll go on board with him for the remainder of his lap. He now comes through the hairpin. Doesn't drop into first. I personally do drop into first gear, but obviously that's preference. As he now comes down the main straight, his DRS isn't open on my screen, but it probably is for him. Braking down for the... oh, never mind. Brakes to go into the pit lane. There was a Force India Spaniard. He's about to start a lap. Nick is not up on his time. Spaniard is on an in-lap. LC for life. I know he has improved. He has gone 4th with a 1:9.9. Jack Tyler is on an in-lap. Iceman Salah is about to start a lap, so go on board with him. Hopefully his connection has sorted itself out from last week, because he did lag out relatively quickly. This now comes through the first sector. There is a yellow flag in sector 2, but we will ignore it. His first sector is a 19.8. I don't know if that's quick or not, but yeah, this isn't PRL, this is PSGL. But anyway, Iceman Salah coming through the middle sector, about to finish his sector 2. I was focusing on the chat, sorry about that. I'm going to get off that. It's a 42.1 for the sector 2 split, so I believe he's 3 tenths off Jack Tyler's time. And he's also on a set of ultra soft tyres, so he's going to be around racer's time. As he comes now down the main straight. Spaniard does go provisional pole with a 1.9 flat on the ultra soft, so he's looking very quick. Iceman Salah now is going to brake for the final chicane. Avoids the wall of champions, takes it actually very nicely. Could have been invalidated though. He's going to come across the line and has backed out. That is what I call sportsmanship in its truest form. I said just before the race, in qualifying, if you invalidate, please slow down. And obviously Iceman Salah has it invalidated on the final corner and slowed down just before. I'm only watching videos. I'm watching now. Okay. Yeah, that's myself. I believe. No, he's on an in-lap. Yeah, Val, I haven't seen you in ages, mate. Anyway, since I'm mapping, I'm going to do my brief checking of invalidated lap times. Nope. If Dave improves without invalidating, Alright, Nick's safe, Mr. P's safe, LFC's safe, Miles is safe, Jack Tyler is safe, Racer safe, Taffy safe, BUA9, irrelevant lap. So it's just Dave who is didn't back out of his lap. So if Dave doesn't improve and that is his lap, that will be investigated. Consistent yellow flags, I do not know what they are. Nick's about to start a lap. Mr. P is going incredibly slow. Dave is about to start a lap. No, he's not. Taffy, is he up on a lap? He's on a lap, I will admit that. As he's now coming down the main straight, he has got enough ERS to suffice for the rest of the lap. See what he can do. I think he might go into the pits though. And he comes on the final corner. Will it be an improvement from a 1:11 flat? Yes, it will. A 1:10.7 does not put him anywhere up, but it is an improvement on his lap time. Miles has retired with a 1:10.1 relatively early. He might fall a little bit further down the grid. Jack Tyler, meanwhile, has backed out of his lap. Iceman Salah is up by 2 tenths on his lap. Obviously, I have no clue what it was. He did back out of it, which is what he was instructed to do. So we will see as he now comes around the final corner. I think this could be a 1:10, but we will see. It is a 1:10.5, puts him in 9th. Someone did just improve. Who was it? It was Nick. Nick has gone second with a 1:9.2. I validated my outlap. It didn't say this next lap. Oh, yeah, Dave. I had that in a league race just before this, actually. It did happen to me, but just in case it gets brought up on, not by me, but by maybe a director or something, just have that recorded that you did not invalidate your lap, your actual main lap. Like, make sure you have your quali recorded in case it does need bringing up. Nick is not on a lap. Davey's in the pits. Mr. P is on a lap, I believe so. Yeah, he is. He's coming around the final corner. What can he set? Will this be an improvement from his 1:9.5? A 1:9.1 puts him second. Force India of 1:2. Alright, thank you, Dave. Nick, Mr. P's now done 5 laps on ultra soft tyres. Hopefully he won't be using them in the race, so those will be pretty worn already. Nick is, I believe, just starting a lap. LFC for Life just starting a lap. Jack Tyler, I don't know, racer anyway, around the final corner. He's up on his time, I believe. And as he comes across the line, it's going to be a 1:10.1. Puts him 6th, just ahead of Miles, who can't improve on his lap, obviously. Salah is not on a lap. BUA 9. He's going around the final corner. He is up on his lap though. What's he going to set? It will be a 1:9.8. Puts him in provisional 5th place. Are you fully time commentator now? Veli, yes. Racer's also retired. So 7th and 8th place cannot obviously improve. So that leaves Jack, Iceman Salah and number 1 Taffy to go ahead of them if they improve. Dave should start a lap. Nick is up. Mr. P's going to get out of the way, I think. Yeah, he is. So Nick, come around the final corner. What can he set? He is up only by a little bit, but it will put him in 2nd if he does get this lap nailed. What's he going to do? It's going to be a 1:8.8. Puts him in provisional pole. First guy in the 8s. Mr. P has backed off into the pit lane. Dave is not on a lap. LFC, I believe, improved, but I'm not 100% sure. BU9, I'm gonna get off that. That's gonna hurt my ears. Who are we gonna look at? I don't know. There's no one actually on a lap. Taffy's now retired. Taffy will be starting last, unless obviously someone gets a grid penalty or disqualified. So not the best qualifying from him, but he is in 11th, which gives you the free option of tyre. I will quickly say it again, I'm technically promoting now, but if anyone thinks they can join F5 and is around this pace, around about the 8s and the 9s, in qualifying around about Canada, and you want to join, feel free. Obviously this time every week, we are 4 rounds in, but we are looking for drivers. Dave, I think just invalidated, I'm not 100% sure. Yes, he has. LSC for Life in the pits, BU9 in the pits. So we'll go with Jack Tyler. He's about to start that. So as he comes around the final corner now to start his lap, he is currently in 9th. He does want to improve on that. He said he can do an 8, so very different to a 10. so hopefully he can improve on this lap. He's on a set of hypersofts, the number 46 in the Sauber. Obviously his teammate's up there in 5th at the moment. But anyways, he's coming through the first sector now. Will this be an improvement? Will he be up on his time? We'll find out. 19.8 in the first sector. A lot of people seem to be getting a 19.8. This is now coming through the middle sector, about to reach the bigger chicane, as I call it. Don't know what they do call it. It doesn't invalidate. It is very easy to if you get on the like curbing. And his sector 1 split, or sector 2 split, is I believe a 41.6. So I believe he's definitely on for an improvement. Don't know what kind of improvement though. He's now coming down the main straight. Opens DRS. He is in hot lap, not overtake. Alright, see you, Velu. He now comes down the main straight, reaching the chicane, and he flies straight into the pit lane. Maybe that's just a taster lap. Now everyone's in the pits, so yeah. If anyone just want to talk about anything in the chat, feel free. There is no one else on track at the moment. Is there anyone going out? Yes, there is. Who is that? It's Nick. We'll go on board with Nick for a while. He's the only guy on track at the moment on a set of ultra soft, or hyper softs actually. There's only 3 minutes remaining. Time has flown. So Nick, I think he's going to go for 2 laps then, if he's come out relatively early. Put your predictions in the chat. What lap do you think Nick will set? The provisional pole sitter at the moment. He's looking to improve. His last lap time was on hypers also. So. So as he's now coming to the hairpin, slowing down, doesn't want to get his tyres too cold though, otherwise coming out that chicane he might do a spin, but probably commentator's curse again. Anyways, he's coming down the main straight. He'll be starting his probably penultimate lap, if he can get a lap in. That's the case. I don't think he will actually. But anyways, he starts his lap now, coming down into turn 1, does break into, keeps it in 4th, surprisingly. Not seen anyone else do that, and I've never done that. So anyway, she's now coming for the first sector, turn 3 and 4 now. He took that very quickly, didn't hit the wall. Nice helicopter shot here. The only thing is the forest, just a 19.5 in the first sector, very impressive. In the mid-19s, doesn't hit the wall, gets very close. It's now coming through the middle sector. Comes to turn 8 and 9, I believe. Oh, he takes that lovely. That could be invalidated though. He has. He was on for a pretty good lap there. I'll go and double check. But yeah, he was. Oh, no, he wasn't. He was down. He's at 19.2 in the first sector last time. Oh, okay. Maybe he was down. Mr. P, however, though, is on a lap. We'll see if he's up. He is. He's up by a 10th on his time. So Mr. P already is probably up into 2nd. If he improves by a few more attempts, he's on pole. The one's a little bit wide though. Out of turn 9, it was a 40.9, I believe. It was a sector 2 split, breaking down to turn 10, the hairpin. This could be a very good lap if he nails it. If he gets his final chicane absolutely perfect, it could be pole or provisional. He's now coming down the main straight. What will he set? He brakes at 75 meters. What you usually brake? He could have gone over that curb a bit too much, and he has. Oh, he didn't want to invalidate that. Iceman Saddle hasn't come back out. Spaniard hasn't come back out. BUN9 hasn't come back out. Jack Tyler being a bit cheeky there, trying to grab the slipstream. As he's coming around the final corner, this probably will be his one and only lap. What's it going to be? A 1.94 puts him provisionally 5th. Miss P's down by 3 attempts in the first sector. Nick, that's his qualifying over. Mr. P down Dave not on one. LFC up by 3 tenths just in the first sector alone. I should do my double checking here. I believe that was invalidated. Yeah, Dave will need to be looking at Jax is just a warning. BW9 fine, Racer fine, Miles fine, Iceman Salah fine, and Taffy fine. So yeah, it's just Dave who might be looking at. But anyway, LFC's actually up by half a second now. If he nails his final chicane, he could be on for pole. Oh, he's taking it a bit slow. No offense to him, but probably didn't get the best of exit he wanted. It's going to be a 1.94. Puts him 5th. Just ahead of his teammate. So, it is a Sauber 3rd row. So, Nick is the guy on pole. The only person to get into the 8s. But he is starting on the hyper soft tyre. A lot of people are starting on the ultras. Well, 3. 3 people on the ultras, and the remaining 8 on the hypers. Spaniard's done very well to get 2nd on the ultra softs, and it was a 9 flat. So if he was on the hypers, I think he would have got pole. But not going to make estimates or guesses. But so yeah, Nick is on pole, the person to get into the 8s. And then Spaniard is in 2nd, Mr. P is 3rd, Dave is 4th, LC is 5th, and Jack Taylor is 6th. That is a Sauber 3rd row lockout. BU9 is 7th, Racer in 8th, Miles in 9th, and Iceman Salah in 10th. Number 1, Taffy, outside the top 10, but gets a start on fresh tyres. And actually, 5 people qualified on the ultra softs. I was wrong. I got it on best, I believe. No, fitted. My apologies. And it looks like a very dry race. I just saw a car do a wheelie. That wasn't just me, but I swear I just saw a car do a wheelie. Right. Yeah, I may have just saw a car do a wheelie, I don't know. Now just getting ready for F1 to sort their setups out. Oh, my nose, a bit snotty. Ooh. Anyway, we are getting ready for F1, and then there'll be a formation lap, then the race will begin. Oh, don't tell me we've got this glitch again. We'll give it 2 minutes. Come on, game, you can't force another restart, we'll be here forever. How could this stream get any worse? Like, now we can't restart for a second time. Surely not. I don't know if it's worth restarting. Like, by the time we're ready, it'll be 9 o'clock. And the race will have ended by about 9:45, which is about 30 minutes over what it's due to. Like, F1, like the game, retweeted the F5 live stream, which is very grateful. But you kind of, on the stream, you're showing glitches that need to be patched. Like, people, we're not even loading into a race. Like, if anyone from Codemasters is watching this, most likely not, but anyone can clip this, I really don't care. this game really needs sorted. Right. We had the glitch in quali where people were getting kicked out of the lobby for no reason whatsoever. And now we've just got this. No one can start. The formation lap's glitched. We've not even started the formation lap. And we could be here for hours. I know so many glitches. Like the invalidation glitch in qualifying. Like, if you set a lap, come into the pits. Oh wait, never mind, we are going. I will take my comment back about the glitch. Just took its time. So we are on the way for the formation lap. That took too long to load. Anyway, luckily no one left the lobby. So as everyone gets ready for the formation lap, that was a embarrassing 2 minutes. Racer apparently hasn't got an interval or a gap. Top 3 prediction. Anyone who has been following F5 or anyone who is new to watching the streams, put your prediction for the top 3 in the chat. I think now it will be Spaniard Mr. P. No, Spaniard Nick Mr. P. Championship leader in 4th. He seems to be doing well, not from starting near the front. The grid seems to be awfully close on the formation lap. No one has been disqualified, which is obviously a good thing. Oh my god! Who was that? Jack Tyler, what is he doing? That is not how you take your formation lap. What is he doing? Why is he leading the pack? He's not the leader. I don't get why he decided to lead the pack. Like, he is starting in 6th. And now his tyres are going to be cold because he's been waiting on the grid for a while. As the main grid, 3 of them, no, the rest of the packs there, are lining up. And then you've got Miles, who is you've got Miles, who is miles behind. Sorry about that. That was a bit of a bad pun, but anyway. As I was waiting for Miles to get into his grid slot, and then we'll be underway for the Canadian GP. So here we go. I'm not gonna have any lights. No, we are 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights. And away we go for the Canadian GP. Spiny like he got a very good start. Nick with a wobble off the line. Mr. P with a very good start down the inside. Oh, almost collided with Nick. Front 2 seems to be keeping the same. Mr. P's got wing damage. And Davis passed him. Jack Tyler's up into 5th place. LFC has dropped to 7th. Racer's up to 6th. Coming now down into turn 4. Rest of the grid needs to be keeping it like nice and clean. Mr. P's wing damage is already starting to affect him. Jack Tyler's up into 4th. Mr. P's now down into 5th under pressure from Racer. Iceman Salah's overtaken both Hasses. Taffy's just holding back at the back. LC is on the back of Racer. And Racer needs to pass Mr. P soon, because that gap between Mr. P and Jack Tyler's already 1 second. Oh, Dave down the inside of Spaniard. He almost got it. Spaniard is obviously on the slower compound tyre at this moment. And he has got a lot better straight line speed, so he should be fine. As they're all about to finish lap 1 of 35. How to say at the start stream it is 36, I do stand corrected. Let's have a look, LFC and Racer. LFC's going to try and go down the inside, I think, of Racer into turn 1. Will he? Brakes late, into turn 1. Side by side, Racer does keep the position. LFC with a switchback going into turn 2. But Racer does keep the position. LFC needs to pass him. He's on the quicker tyre, and he has got 2 ultra soft runners ahead of him. Spaniard's doing well to keep that gap. Oh, LFC, you also just going to look for it there down the inside of Racer. Miles has passed Iceman Salah for P8. relatively clean start. Mr. P hasn't picked with his front wing damage, and he is on the ultra soft, so he's going to have to do a pretty long stint with wing damage. Miles runs wide out of turn 9. Salah, it's an opportunity for him. Will he go down the side of the hairpin? Yes, he will. Locks up. Luckily doesn't hit Miles. That could have been a big crash. Oh, so alive. Anyway, Spaniard closes in on Nick. It's not what I expected. I know the Hypersofts do not last long around this track, but anyway. Can Spaniard try and pass Nick going into turn 1? He's got a pretty good run. He's got a very good run. Oh no, he thought best about it. Dave's now on the back of both of them. Mr. P is struggling to keep up. And Jack Tyler's now there, so it's a 4-way fight for the lead of this race. Grid seems to have stayed relatively where they started. A few people have dropped one place or 2 places, etc. going up. Now who at the front 4 make mistakes? DRS has been enabled. Spaniard's going to close in on Nick. I think on the main. Oh, Spaniard at the wall. I don't think he kind of saw the inside wall, but he hit it. I don't think he got any damage though. Now let's have a look at Spaniard. Can he pass Nick on the straight? He got a pretty decent run as well as Nick. Gap is 4 tenths. And now DRS has been enabled. Nick is running overtaken. They're both running out of ERS as they break down now into the chicane. Spaniard's taking it a bit too quick and has compromised his exit there. As now all go down into turn 1. Still a 4-way battle for the lead of this race. 3 Hypersoft runners, 1 Ultra Soft. Mr. P, I don't think will be catching this pack because he has got front wing damage. Oh, I just saw a piece of carbon fibre, I think, fly off a car, but I don't think it's really important. Miles, the first penalty of the day, or the night. Yep, stream has been going for 1 hour and we already are only on lap 4. Spaniard though, very close to Nick. He's getting closer. Obviously them Hypersofts are going to start wearing out soon. Spaniard really go down the inside of the hairpin. I think he's too far back. 2.5 tenths is quite a big gap. But anyway, on the straight he's a lot closer this time and he has a lot more ERS. I don't know why he's in hot lap. He should be in overtake. He's now in overtake. And Nick can't do anything about it. He's going to fly past him on the straight going down this is a chicane. Nick does back out. Spaniard runs a little bit wide. Nick's going to try and get back at him. But Spaniard has got DRS. I don't think Nick's going to go for it. And Spaniard has taken the lead of the Canadian GP. Dave is going to down the inside of Nick. Around the outside of turn 2. Incredible fighting so far. Jack Tyler's going to look to also get into the mix. But Nick keeps the position from Dave. Dave picks up a 3-second time penalty. Wow. Nick has now lost DRS from Spaniard. Spaniard now has got a 1-second lead on them slower compound tyres. Entertaining stuff so far. Nick clips the grass. He is under pressure here. Mr. P has actually gained. With his wing damage, he has... Oh, he's running a little bit deep. Now, can Dave get Nick? Nick still with barely any ERS. Dave, now I think he's a bit too far back. Yeah, he doesn't go for it. Championship leader needs to be a little bit more wise. Or needs to be wise. Otherwise, his championship lead will end up being nothing. So now all going into turn 2. Race is struggling to keep up, Mr. P, but you know. It seems like we have the top 5 and then we have the rest of the grid that seems to be separated. So from 2nd to 5th is the way battle at the moment. Dave seriously needs to pass Nick. Nick is losing so much time. The gap to Spaniard now is 2 seconds. Who, I don't know how long the hypersofts last. If anyone in the chat could tell me. Because I don't know. Oh, Jack, he's going down the side of the hairpin. No, he just back out. Just broke slightly late though. Bit worrying if he did go for that move. No one's gaining on each other on the straight, these four. Oh, and that is Nick into the pits. Did not speed. But Jack around the outside of Dave going into turn 2. He got a very good run. Not turn 2, turn 1 now. He just clipped the grass going on to the entry and Dave keeps the position. I don't know what happened to Dave, but he lost a lot of time there. Nick comes out in P11 last. Oh, Jack hits the wall. I don't know if that gave him any wing damage or not. I think he might have wing damage. He could, but he's still looking to get past Dave. Going into turn 8 and 9. Oh, David sliding on exit. Jack does lift off, so he doesn't rear end him. That's very lucky of him there. And wise to be looking at what's happening. But Mr. P out of nowhere with this ridiculous dive bomb is colliding with Dave. And Jack Tyler just said thank you very much. Mr. P with an outrageous move. Or an attempt at a move. And that's cost Dave and Mr. P. I think Dave might pit. He is with Jack. But now Racer's on the back of Mr. P. I think this is where the front wings are going to come into play. Racer hasn't got DRS, but Mr. P has got wing damage. LFC on the back of Racer. I forgot about LFC's on the hypersofts. He hasn't pit yet. Jack's getting a wing change. Dave is going to come out well ahead of Nick. What happened to Nick? There's been a crash. He's BUA 9. He's in the wall at turn. I think he was meant to retire there, and he is out of the Canadian GP on lap 8. He's the first. Oh, Doctor with the AI's in the pocket there. Big crash with his teammate going into turn 4. That is a calamitous crash. Both Hasses collide, and they are both out of the race. Now the Mercedes are both battling. I want to do a replica of the Hasses. Surprised there is no safety car. There's 2 Hasses stricken on turn 4. But anyway, both the Mercedes are now battling for P5. That could be a highlight, that one. The Hasses colliding. Don't know why the AI decided to park the car right in the middle of the track. But ayo. The surprise LFC has still stayed out. He should have probably pitted by now. Spaniard's in a pretty good position, but won't be in a few laps time. He's got a 7.5 second lead to his teammate. They're obviously both running the same strategy. Both can't pit at the same time, because even if they are 7.5 seconds or the gap, they will still double stack. And now Dave has passed Iceman Salah going into the hairpin. I don't know what's happened there. Iceman Salah's lost a lot of time. And Dave, who actually went on a set of Ultrasoft, so he's going for the 2-stop strategy. Needs to definitely get going. Now it's Nick on a set of Supersofts to get past. It's a championship leader going for a different strategy. Oh, that was a bit of lag there. And Salah is into the pits. If he stays like this, it's a free pit. Oh no. Oh no, it's a glitch, won't it? He's getting a wing change. Right, yeah, it's just a glitch. But anyway, Jack Tyler is closing on Nick. I don't know what's happened to Nick. Oh, I've got a serious block now as well. But yeah, I don't know what's happened to Nick. He's lost a lot of time, and now Jack is within DRS range. Nick looked flying in qualifying, but he has no pace in the race whatsoever. Breaking now down into the hairpin. And he should be under pressure now. DRS, and he has got a lot of VRS though. Let's see what happens here. Jack is gaining, Will he go down the side of the chicane? No, he decides better of it. But he's got a good run out of the chicane. Little wobble on the exit, LFC does pit. Will he go down the side of turn 1? Thought about it, but he doesn't. Around the outside of turn 2, maybe? No. And LFC comes out in 8th. Dave and Taffy now battling for P4 on track. Front 4 yet to pit. Ultra soft runners. And Dave is on a ultra softs also, but for a 2-stop strategy. He could do with passing these lot quickly, but I don't know why he's gone for the 2-stop. It's a lot slower than a 1-stop. Especially when you're stuck in traffic, because I think he's only 2 seconds behind. Dave will get DRS here, he should fly straight past Taffy, but we will see. DRS, and it should be a relatively easy move. Down the inside of the chicane, and easy as you like, he's up to P4. But Jack Tyler on the back of Nick, little wobble out the chicane, that's his attack over. Unless will he go down the inside of turn 1? He's thinking about it. Every lap, he's pushing Nick. Oh, slight wheel-to-wheel contact there. It is showing though that Nick is not. He's being like pushed around the circuit. Jack Tyler hitting the wall again. Jack needs to be careful. Because he's now got DRS. And these two are catching Taffy, who was on 11 lap old ultras. Them ultras are going to be starting to wear out now. I think it's going to be dry for the remainder of the race due to the fact that people went for the 1-stop. Oh, it's raining! It is raining in this race, I've just noticed. Dave has done another excellent strategy. Oh, racers pit. Now we've got the same as what we had in Britain. But anyway, Nick is going to go down the inside of Taffy into the chicane, and Jack follows him. Very ambitious. Will he now go down the inside? He's only using 1 ERS, so I don't think he will. Yes, he is down the inside. Now side by side through turn 2. Jack will be able to keep this. I don't think he is actually still got his front wing in there. He won't try around the outside of turn 3, I don't think. No, he doesn't. But rain has arrived. So Dave's strategy has absolutely paid off again. I don't get how this guy does it. He gets his strategies perfect, unless the rain doesn't come down heavy enough like it did in Britain. Jack Tyler with a 3-second time penalty. I don't get it. Dave just knows when to pit. Now Jack, will he try it? The grip is going to be thinning. If that's even a word. Well, as he come down the main straight, he's going to sit behind him for the chicane once again. He'll try and get him after the chicane. He gets another decent exit. It's oversteer into the wall. I think he got away with it again. Yeah, he did. I do not get how this guy, or yeah, he's just getting away with everything at the moment. Oh, he's tapped Nick. How quickly will this rain come down? Because the ultra soft, so I've got to film won't last much longer. They're looking a little bit worn, if I were to say so myself. Oh, and Jack Tyler and Nick are very close now. Nick's struggling, so is Jack, but Jack is more determined to get this move done. He's down the inside of the hairpin and weren't paying attention. He's got the move, almost put Nick into a wall. And now he is up into P4, which is what he's been trying to do for the past few laps. And Nick cannot respond. Oh, Racer and Taffy going side by side for the final chicane, I believe. Racer's still behind Taffy, actually. Will he go down the side of turn 1? Yes, he will. Brakes a lot later. Gets the move done. Pretty nice. Just before LFC arrives as well. Dave is catching Mr. P relatively quickly. Which I'm not surprised. 14 lap all ultras don't really work too well. But the rain's not coming down hard like it did in Britain. Like, nowhere on the track is becoming wet, so it could work out in Jack Tyler's favour. If the rain stays like this, I think Jack Tyler could win this race. Like, Spaniard's pitting, and LFC is past Taffy. What's he going to go on to? A set of supers, so interesting. Where's he going to come out? Where is he going to come out? He is going to come out with Jack Tyler around the outside. Oh, he's overshot out the pit lane! He's onto the grass! Oh, he had a perfect opportunity to at least be ahead of Nick. But overshot it out the pit lane. Won't ruin his chances, but he's now got to get past Nick, which he would have been ahead of him if he had not overcooked it. So I'm guessing if people are still pitting for dries, that means that the rain isn't going to last much longer. Or the rain just isn't going to be heavy enough at all throughout the race to make a tyre change. The track's barely being affected by this rain. Like, Spaniard's still got a bunch of, like, a lot of grip. Will we see Mr. P pit? No. Will we see Dave pit? Probably not. So now, actually, this race falls back into Jack's hands. I said at the start of this race, Jack Tyler would not win, but I said in qualifying before he would. Ah, I messed myself up. There's a yellow flag in sector 3. Who is it? It's Salah. He's around at the hairpin. And Taffy's on for a set of inters. Iceman's struggling to get the car back around. Come on. There we go. He's got the car back around. Salah's come back out on a set of ultra softs, and Taffy's on a set of intermediates. And they're just not intermediate. It's not intermediate, rather. As I was gone, Spaniard did pass Nick for P4. He's now on the back of Jack Tyler. So this race is once again, or I'm actually saying that wrong. I don't know now. It's between Right, this track is getting wetter and wetter because now the super soft runners are starting to struggle. Well, I'm surprised Mr. P has lasted half the race distance. Jack Taylor with another 3-second time penalty, but he's catching Dave. Iceman Salah, what's he doing? He's trying to unlap himself. Which is what he has done. But anyway, Jack is going to try and pass Dave on the straight. Meanwhile, Spaniard's getting a double toe. Jack now going into the chicane. They're going to go side by side. They touch. Dave just makes it around the corner, and Mr. P is sped into the pit lane. Jack Taylor didn't. Spaniard has now passed Dave, going past into turn 1. And Mr. P is on a set of intermediates. And getting a wing change, which is what he needed. But Jack Taylor is now ahead of a set of intermediates. I did not see DRS be disabled. And it just has been. Jack Taylor has absolutely played it into his own hands now. Mr. P's overshot it out the pit lane. Now what's the gap? 14 seconds to the leader. Jack Taylor, if he can nail this, he's won. He's not having the best of first laps compared to Spaniard. Because DRS has now been disabled, but Spaniard's not exactly struggling. Yeah, he's losing time. The gap is 14 seconds. I don't know how big a pit stop is around this track. But the intermediates are now only just quicker than the dries. If Spaniard comes out behind Mr. P, actually it won't make a difference, will it? But anyway, Spaniard now off into the pits. He'll be in for a set of intermediates. So will Dave. So will Nick. Now this is the one we need to go on board with. Where will Jack come out? I think Spaniard might stop the lead. Spaniard now coming out the pits, and Jack Tyler takes the lead of the Canadian GP. And Spaniard's just come out ahead of his teammate. Just. And Dave has come out just ahead of LFC. And Race has come out just ahead of Nick. So, could be some really good battles here towards the end. Now, let's change back to this. Let's go on board with Spaniard. He's now closing in on that gap to Jack Taylor. Spaniard does look pretty comfortable this race. But so is Jack Taylor. It's between these two. There's a yellow flag set to 3 Cooper Salah. Oh, he's playing it a little bit risky there, not gonna lie. Don't get why he hasn't pitted yet. He's on a set of dries, for God's sake. He's pitting now. Ooh, Elsie got a 3-second time penalty, but he is catching Dave. This could be our battle for the moment. Gap seems to be... all the gaps seem to be like getting bigger or smaller. The gap between Spaniard and Jack has come down. But I think this... oh wait, penalties might come into effect, because I know Jack Taylor's got a few. But I don't know about the Spaniard. Let's see, he's now within a second. But it doesn't really matter anyway. DRS has been disabled, so this race is now on pure skill. And how can people drive in the wet? Gap is 1.1 seconds. He'll get slight slipstream off Dave. He's got a pretty good run compared to Dave. Dave's struggling. LC now 7/10. I think by the end of this, by the end of the lap we've just started, lap 22, he'll be on the back of him. There's 3 seconds. I'm not going to check the pens. I don't like checking penalties. But yeah, I know Jack Tyler might lose this race on pens. Now let's see. Gap between him and Dave seems to be staying the same for now. Spaniard and Jack, gap has got to below 2 seconds, so we'll keep an eye on that. At the moment, this will be Jack Tyler's first win this season. It'll be his first points this season. For Spaniard, it will be his second podium this season, but it'll be big in the championship fight anyway. Championship leader in third, Mr. P. He could actually still get second if Jack's penalties are too high, so he needs to keep his pace pretty nice. Sorry about the snorting. I am got a bit of a snotty nose. Spaniard and Jack, gap's now 1.7. Let's have a look at ERS, virtually the same. Now 1.6. I think Jack's struggling. I don't think many of these drivers are used to the wet. The wet on this game, if you're using no traction, is exceptionally harder. Like, exceptionally. That's an eyes within a second, no DRS obviously, but slipstream's going to come into effect. Jack Tyler will not give up this position easily. It's now coming down the main straight. DRS would have been enabled, but obviously it's not there. Spaniard's now in a hot lap. No, we know Jack Tyler's in hot lap, ERS, and Spaniard is in overtake. And now coming on the final chicane. Both taking it pretty nicely. Looks like the rain's actually getting a bit heavier. So we could be seeing full wets if it carries on. So now they're both now coming down into turn 1 and 2. If these two end up battling, Mr. P is in contention here. I've now wiped out a party. Can you guys still hear me alright in the stream? I've been kicked out. Sorry about the blue screen. Right, we are back. That was a bit weird. Not gonna lie, being kicked out of the party. PlayStation seems to be messing up, I guess. The gap between Spaniard and Jack has increased slightly, so Jack has put the foot down. This is what he needed to do. Right, something is wrong with PlayStation parties. Can you guys in the stream still hear me? PlayStation party seems to have gone down at the moment. So there'll be no podium interviews. This carries on. LD, can you still hear me? Yeah, okay. I don't know how this stream could get any worse. No, 2 restarts. Oh no, a restart, a glitch. And our PS4 parties are down. Lovely day at the office. I did actually let my mic go, so I may have been a little bit quiet then for a few minutes. The gap between LFC and Dave has come down. LD, is this just me or looks like it's heavy rain? That looks a little bit more than light rain. That's now 1.2. The gap between Jack and Spaniard has increased now to 1.5 seconds. So, don't know if Spaniard's got a problem, or he's just burning all of his ER, or Jack's burning his ERS off. Yeah, spray's starting to get really strong. That's the problem about being behind someone. Racer does pit. Is this for a set of wets? No, it's for a wing change. I don't think the gap between the wets and the inters is going to be much different anyway, but this could be interesting for Spaniard because, yeah, he's gaining on Jack, but as the rain's getting heavier and heavier, the sprays can become more intense. And trust me, when you're behind someone on this game, when it is raining, especially at full wets, you cannot see a thing. Luckily there, the spray isn't too bad, he's on intermediates, but the spray is still quite bad. It's now broken down the main straight. Mr. P's now closed in on both of them. So they are now about to start lap 27 of 35. And Jack is on one lap older tyres. Sorry, I was tweaking some out of my mic. Jack Tyler thinks a little, yeah, Jack Tyler's sliding around. Could it be time for the wets? I don't know if the wets are going to make any difference, but the inters look like they're struggling now. Yeah, you're on about a monsoon in F4, Fish. There's one currently going on in F5. Or one's going to start forming. Everyone's just been doing okay to keep it out the wall. No one's had wing damage for a while. Racer did pit for a new wing, but that's about it. Puddles are starting to form. This could be interesting because intermediates lasting 16 laps possible, half the race distance, but it's going to come down to skill because they're not going to pit. Oh, Spaniard pits. This will be for a set of wets. Intermediates. Why? Why did Spaniard pit? And now Spaniard is going to come out in P5. That is really interesting. So now that's given Jack Tyler a comfortable lead. I don't think he was meant to come out on that tyre. I really don't think he was meant to come out on the intermediates. So that's promoted Dave, the championship, no, not championship leader, he's not even the championship leader, it's Mr. P. I keep thinking it's Dave. That's promoted Mr. P up into second and Dave up into third. I don't get it. Will Jack pit? Jack pits? He's overcutting that. No, he's not. Are the inters not making it? This is going to give Mr. P the... Jack on a set of inters. What is going on? Where's Jack? Gonna come out ahead. Oh no. It's not giving Mr. P the lead of the race. I don't get why they've pitted. He says he's on the ultra softs there, but he's not. He is on the inters. But that is crazy. Will Mr. P follow him in? If anyone in the chat knows why they're doing this, the intermediates must last. There's only 5 laps left. Is he going to go in? No, he stays out. So yeah, Mr. P is now taking the lead of this race. Championship leader is going to extend his championship lead. I don't get that. But anyway, Jack Tyler's now on the back of Mr. P. The Saubers are battling for P3 on lap 30. And LC's let Jack through, and I guarantee he won't let Spaniard through. As easy, anyway. Look at the spray, that's becoming a real problem. Yeah, that spray is becoming a real problem for all the drivers now. Especially for Spaniard, who has ruined his race. Jack Tyler he's ruined his chance of a win. I don't know. Can the Inters just not make it to the end? Spaniard, LFC defends the inside, but Spaniard's gonna get the switch back or attempt it. He's not gonna get it though, but he's gonna get slipstream. So now coming down the main straight, slipstream with overtake ERS, and LFC's not even gonna attempt to fight him, especially in the wet. And yep, Spaniard is now through. And now Spaniard is on the hunt for Jack Tyler again. 4 laps remaining. This race turned from a likely finish to an unlikely finish. I didn't expect Mr. P to be winning this race. I don't know. I guess Spaniard pit because Jack pit. Oh no, Jack pit because Spaniard pit, but is it because of tyre wear? Because Mr. P is struggling. I will say that Mr. P is starting to struggle and there's still 4 laps left. But surely intermediates can last 16. Like, Dave is starting to catch Mr. P. Could be a good interesting battle towards the end. So my mic out. Hold on then. Oh, hello. Right, yeah, is that better? Oh, the rain's actually lightened a bit. And yeah, now Spaniard's now within 8/10 of Jack. Lap 32, and he's on the back of him once again. It's exploding. That should be better. Yeah, I know what happened. I was touching the mic cable. Now can Spaniard pass Jack? The rain has decided to lighten up now. It was like torrential downpour a minute ago, now it's just gone to light rain. Spaniard needs to pass in quickly, but Jack Tyler, as we do know, has picked up more than 1 penalty, I believe. Yeah, Alamondo is a bit quick for F5, but his strategies have put him down to 3rd in the championship. And this is another one of the examples of strategy has not paid off. He followed... No, wait, no. He decided to pit on his own accord, on for another set of intermediates for no reason. Jack followed him, and now they both ended up trying to catch Dave for second. Mr. P is guaranteed a win. This is just the remaining battle. Right, Mr. P, I didn't expect to win. Mr. P, lap 1, turn 1, got wing damage off his own teammate. And he's going to end up winning the race because of strategy. Dave, another excellent strategy. We'll have a look at this. Fastest lap has gone to Jack Tyler. But anyway, he's gone up 2 positions, so has Dave. Oh, Spaniard picks up a 3-second time penalty. Oh, that could be interesting. That could be interesting. Oh, what's happened? Jack Tyler went for a move on Dave. And Dave's lost out on 2 positions. He's run out of fuel also. Now Spaniard's going to get a run on Jack. Oh, Jack had an idiotic move. He's cost Dave 3rd and 2nd, and cost himself 2nd. And now Dave picks up a 3-second time penalty, and he... Oh, that is unfortunate. Now Jack is going to be pushing like hell to try and get back past Spaniard, but I don't think he can. Won't be surprised if that move gets brought up in the stewards after, but you know. As it stands, yeah, he did just get a penalty though, so if Dave sticks with him, but I don't think Dave will stick within 3 seconds. Well, Dave's had a penalty, I believe. Anyway, this battle is starting to die out, so we will go on board with the championship leader provisionally, and we'll extend his lead now by a lot more. Oh, not a lot more. His lead in the championship will be 15 points after this race, going into the 2-week break. There will be no podium interviews because I can't get into a party. Jack Tyler picks up another 3-second time penalty, so I think that's going to cost him his podium. So Mr. P now starting his final lap. An unsurprising winner. Second. Right, so I am back. Mr. P does win this race. Sorry, I had to talk to someone who came into my room. Spider did get second. Oh, hello.
Yeah.
Mr. P came second. Not Mr. P. Mr. P came first. Spider came second. Nick came third.
Sorry. Yeah.
Dave came 4th and Jack came 5th because of penalties. So yeah, look at Nick stealing a podium at the death. Yeah, Nick, I wasn't surprised that actually. Only person not to get a pen. I'll try and get back into the party and invite Mr. P, Spiny Dan, Nick. So 1 second. Right, there we go. Everyone has been invited. So after the top 3, it is Dave in 4th, Jack Tyler in 5th, LFC in 6th, Taffy in 7th, Racer 8th, and Iceman 9th, Miles and BU in 9th, both the Hasses. Did not finish, they crashed.
Oh, Marcus, I can't believe it said on the other one, like, penalty. How? What the 6 tenths, man?
Wait, what?
So
Wait, what's
fine,
happened?
You still won. Apparently, you had 8-second time penalty instead of a 3, but
Yeah, that
first, so.
I'll look at that after the race. But for now, I'll count that Mr. P's won. But who's here? Everyone but Nick.
Me and Mr. P.
Yeah, I'll wait for Nick. I'll give Nick a few minutes.
I had to pit. I'm horrible on wets.
Right, we'll start without Nick because he's not here. Congratulations on you two, whichever one of you has won. I will go and look at after the race. I'll ask you both, I guess, the same question. Starting with Mr. P, if you have won, how do you feel, and how was your race?
If I have one, it'd be a nice little win. 2 on the trot, that'd be nice. It was a tricky race. I had a blistering start, got up the inside of Nick and Marcos, but actually tapped Marcos, ended up losing time, lost a little wing, and the first 2-3 laps were atrocious. I think I dropped down to about 5th. But yeah, slowing my way back, made my way back up through, and then the rain hit, which mixed it up a bit.
Okay, moving on to Spaniard. If you have won, how do you feel, and how was your race?
If I have a what? Sorry.
If you have won, I'll check after the race.
If I have won.
I don't know if you have won yet. I'll double check. But
I've won in Australia, but well, I don't know. I mean, China was a really bad race for me. I had an extra pit stop than everyone else and crashed out on the penultimate lap. England strategy was completely wrong and went from pole to finishing in 4th. So this track was the one that I was completely excited for, since it's my favorite track on the calendar. Unfortunately, it was wet, and I'm extremely poor on wets. But I'm happy with 2nd though, because me and Jack ended up doing an extra pit stop than everyone else. I just couldn't take the first set of inters all the way to the end. I thought everyone else was going to do the same, but apparently it was just me and Jack. But I managed to regain from 5th to 2nd near the dying laps to finish on the podium, so happy with that result.
Okay, I've got another question for you, but you kind of half answered it, but I'll still ask you anyway. I was a bit confused when it was you and Jack leading. Jack was about a second ahead. It was like lap 27, and you and Jack both pit. I don't really get why.
I don't. The only touch that we had on my screen, at least, I don't know if it was decent on the live stream, but on my screen, the only time we really hit was on the last lap when I went wide at the hairpin and Jack went down my inside. That was pretty much the only contact we had.
No, Leon, sorry, Marcos, Leon asked, why did you pit for another set of inters?
Oh, I thought oh, my bad.
Sorry.
I just couldn't take the inters all the way. I felt really, you know, I just didn't feel like I could take them to the end. Again, I'm really bad on wets, so I saw Leon pit, so you know, it gave me hope that everyone else was gonna do the same, but nah, it wasn't meant to be.
Okay.
The win, but I managed to get second.
One more. Well, I've got two more questions for Mr. P, but one for Spaniard. The one I'm going to ask Mr. P is, you've extended your championship leads again. How do you feel about that?
Obviously very pleased. Just want to obviously be in the competitive end of the league, and you know, coming back into it last year was a bit of a learning curve. And always said it was going to be a learning curve, and it's a case of going proper racing this year, which I think I'm showing I'm doing.
Okay, moving on to the last round of questions. I'll start with you again, Mr. P. We do have a 2-week break until the next round, which I believe is France. I can't actually I'll double check now. But how do you feel about the 2-week break in general? Will it be practicing or just relaxing?
I think there's got to be some practicing. You can't have a 2-week break and then sort of do absolutely nothing. So there'd be definitely some practicing going in there. You know, fight for the championship. So going to do all I can to keep the lead, extend the lead, and go from there. Really.
Same question to you, Spaniard.
Well, I'm happy, honestly, but the first week of the break, I don't think I'm gonna be on this game much. I'm probably just gonna enjoy my free time since these races are late for me, and then I have university in the morning, so it's just gonna be like a bit of rest. But the week before the race, on the second week of the break, then that's when I'm gonna start to do the practicing and start to, you know, put the laps in time trial on France to see what I can do, you know, mess with the setups and so on. But yeah.
Okay, thanks. That'll be it for PSGL F5. Sorry to everyone who has watched. This is actually rather late. Should have ended probably about half an hour ago, but Codemaster said no. Anyway, yeah. Like to see if you did enjoy. Obviously, there's a 2-week break now from PSGL. The last race, well, last 2 races will be F1 and F2 tomorrow, and then 2-week break until F7, which will be with me on November 2nd. So for PSGL wise, I will see you then.